This is your tech moment. Epstein ties to Google? Worse? Can big tech survive scrutiny, or will sunlight turn them to ash? It's hard to imagine how a person with such a high profile can commit suicide while in solitary confinement. The internet exploded August 10th when Jeffrey Epstein was reported dead by apparent suicide. He was a keystone witness in a federal human trafficking sex slavery case. The case had been reopened to be re-examined for influence peddling, potential corruption in the process and the deal with the litigators, international interests interfering in our justice system, victims bravely coming forward but finding no justice and fearing for the rest of their lives. United States Attorney General William P. Barr was furious the man had died in custody and has launched another inquiry. Quote, "I was appalled to learn that Jeffrey Epstein was found dead early this morning from an apparent suicide while in federal custody. Mr. Epstein's death raises serious questions that must be answered. In addition to the FBI's investigation, I have consulted with the Inspector General, who is opening an investigation into the circumstances of Mr. Epstein's death." The Miami Herald and others should be lauded for their willingness and ability to pursue real journalism to hold the powerful accountable. They found the victims' stories and pursued the evidence to uncover a network of royals, politicians, and captains of business. The pimp services Epstein provided were elite and well-planned. As a financier on Wall Street and as a mathematician, he used his intellect to find ways to skirt the law, commit heinous crimes, and deliver underage victims to other sexual predators. Whether in international waters, in multi-million-dollar compounds in Florida, or on his own private island, for a price, Johns were allowed to live out fantasies deemed illegal and immoral elsewhere, at the expense of young lives. Connections to fashion and modeling further anchor conspiracies involving the international playboy, with intelligence agencies in Israel, the UK, Russia, and beyond. The Epstein network extended into the Clinton White House as early as 1995, and he contributed thousands of dollars to Clinton money efforts. Some say he helped develop the Clinton Foundation, which drew millions in foreign assets prior to Hillary's ill-fated presidential bid. But Epstein's criminal organization reaches well beyond the White House and our own borders. It's said that his island was wired for video and sound to capture drunken high society types doing things they'd later regret, and for which Epstein could extort money and power, just like a tabloid might. Is that how he was teaching at Dalton without credentials? Is that how he got his New York townhouse and other properties? And just who all is involved in his human trafficking, sex, slave, trade, supply chain? How much of his philanthropy pushed Epstein's own sick agenda in scientific circles and the Ivy League? According to Business Insider, Epstein's influence extended into Silicon Valley secrets. Because platforms have decided to forego their ISP protections and become publishers, Silicon Valley doesn't pursue the truth, but their own interests. Are they hiding evidence of crimes by choosing what people see? Why would publications give cover to criminal enterprise by scrubbing details unless they are themselves implicated? When the top 10 hashtags were all Epstein-related, as citizens sought details about the truth of what has happened, inconvenient connections to the Clinton clan, A.G. Barr's father, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, President Trump himself, etc., all led people to understand connections to the Palo Alto gang. Bloomberg's Sarah McBride reported after Epstein's arrest on July 6th. Among those who have socialized with the financier or appear in his infamous, although more than a decade-old Black Book of Contacts, are Google co-founder Sergey Brin, Virgin Group creator and Hyperloop investor Richard Branson, angel investor Jason Calacanis, Microsoft Corporation co-founder Bill Gates, LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, Tesla Incorporated and Space Exploration Technologies Corporation Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk, Intellectual Ventures CEO Nathan Myhrvold, and Facebook Incorporated's co-founder Mark Zuckerberg. She also reminded us that Gawker published contact information from Epstein's little black book. Project Veritas revealed that whistleblowers continue to come forward with evidence of antitrust and anti-democracy activity by big tech here in the United States. Can a company be so big that its leaders lose sight of how it flourished in our republic? Can it be swayed like politicians on Epstein Island to throw it all away for temporary unjust power? Can it be so infected that it becomes an enemy of the people guilty of capital crimes? Google's already been warned. Their leadership testified before Congress that they aren't biased. So will criminal referrals be next? Ties between Epstein power brokers, their trade in flesh and cash, and the bought and paid for politicians and tech lords may extend right into Palo Alto, throughout California, and around the world. Share this post, won't you? Appreciate it. We'll see you next time on Your Tech Moment.